a Cold War legacy roots of the Russia-North Korea relationship. The relationship between Russia and North Korea traces its roots back to the Cold War. The Soviet Union played a pivotal role in the establishment of North Korea as a state in 1945. Moscow provided substantial economic and military aid to Pyongyang, shaping the early years of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Ideological alignment within the communist bloc further solidified ties between the two nations. This shared communist ideology served as a foundation for their early relationship. The Korean War from 1950 to 1953 witnessed direct Soviet involvement in support of North Korea against the US-backed South. This conflict cemented their alliance against a common adversary. The Soviet Union supplied North Korea with weapons, training, and military advisors. This support proved crucial in sustaining the North Korean war effort. Throughout the Cold War, the Soviet Union remained North Korea's primary benefactor. Economic assistance, including energy supplies and industrial development aid, flowed from Moscow to Pyongyang. This aid helped prop up the North Korean economy and sustain its military capabilities. The relationship, however, was not without its complexities. The Kim-Putin era, a pragmatic partnership. The death of Kim Jong-il in 2011 and the subsequent rise of his son, Kim Jong-un, introduced a new chapter in Russia-North Korea relations. Kim Jong-un, facing international isolation and economic sanctions, saw Russia as a potential partner in mitigating these pressures. Putin, for his part, recognized the strategic value of North Korea as a buffer state against US influence in Northeast Asia. The first summit between Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin took place in 2019, signaling a significant deepening of ties. The meeting, held in Vladivostok, Russia, focused on economic cooperation, regional security, and the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. Both leaders expressed a desire to strengthen bilateral relations and expand cooperation in various fields.
Section 5. Military cooperation, arms, training, and technology transfer. Military cooperation has been a hallmark of the Russia-North Korea relationship since the Cold War. While the specifics of arms deals and technology transfers are often shrouded in secrecy, there is ample evidence to suggest that Russia has continued to provide North Korea with military support. This support is believed to include the provision of conventional weapons, spare parts, and technical expertise. Reports have also surfaced alleging Russian assistance in upgrading North Korea's aging Soviet-era military equipment. This assistance is seen as crucial in maintaining North Korea's military capabilities and deterring potential adversaries. The transfer of dual-use technologies, which have both civilian and military applications, is another area of concern for the international community. Russia's military support for North Korea is driven by a number of factors, including strategic considerations, economic interests, and a desire to counter US influence in the region. By bolstering North Korea's military capabilities, Moscow seeks to enhance its own leverage in Northeast Asia and beyond.
Section 6. Economic lifeline, fueling North Korea's defiance. North Korea's economy has been crippled by decades of mismanagement and international sanctions. Russia, despite its own economic challenges, has emerged as a vital economic lifeline for Pyongyang. Moscow's willingness to defy international sanctions and engage in trade with North Korea has provided the Kim regime with a much-needed source of revenue and essential goods. Energy cooperation is a cornerstone of the Russia-North Korea economic relationship. Russia is a major supplier of oil and refined petroleum products to North Korea, which is heavily dependent on imports to meet its energy needs. These energy supplies are crucial for keeping the North Korean economy afloat and maintaining social stability. In addition to energy, Russia also exports food, machinery, and other essential goods to North Korea. These exports help alleviate shortages and provide the Kim regime with essential supplies to sustain its rule. In return, Russia receives access to North Korea's mineral resources, including coal, iron ore, and rare earth elements.
Section 7. United Nations Discord, Vetoing Sanctions and Condemnations. Russia's unwavering support for North Korea is most evident in the United Nations Security Council, where Moscow holds veto power. Russia has consistently used its veto to block or water down UN sanctions against North Korea over its nuclear weapons and ballistic missile programs. This obstruction has undermined international efforts to pressure Pyongyang into denuclearization. Moscow argues that sanctions are ineffective and counterproductive, claiming they only serve to worsen the humanitarian situation in North Korea. Instead, Russia advocates for dialogue and engagement as the path to resolving the North Korean nuclear issue. Critics, however, accuse Russia of prioritizing its own geopolitical interests over the security of the region and the international community. Russia's veto power in the UNSC has made it difficult to hold North Korea accountable for its actions. This has emboldened the Kim regime and allowed it to continue developing its nuclear and missile programs with impunity. The lack of unity in the UNSC has also hampered efforts to address other pressing security challenges posed by North Korea, such as its human rights abuses and cyber attacks.
Section 8. The Ukraine War's Ripple Effects, Cementing the Alliance. The 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine has had a profound impact on the international order, including Russia's relationship with North Korea. Facing unprecedented sanctions and isolation from the West, Russia has deepened its ties with North Korea, finding a willing partner in its defiance of the US-led world order. The Ukraine war has served as a catalyst for even closer cooperation between the two countries. North Korea has been vocal in its support for Russia's actions in Ukraine, echoing Moscow's propaganda and blaming the West for the conflict. Pyongyang has also recognized the independence of the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, two Russian-backed separatist regions in eastern Ukraine. This move further solidified their alignment on key geopolitical issues. The Ukraine war has also created new opportunities for economic cooperation between Russia and North Korea. With Russia facing a shortage of manpower due to the war effort, it has reportedly turned to North Korea for laborers to work in construction and other sectors. This labor exchange provides North Korea with a valuable source of foreign currency.
Section 9. A new axis of power. Implications for global security. The strengthening alliance between Russia and North Korea has raised concerns about the emergence of a new axis of power that could challenge the existing international order. The convergence of interests between these two nuclear-armed states, both with a history of defying international norms, poses significant risks to global security and stability. The prospect of increased military cooperation between Russia and North Korea is particularly worrisome. There are fears that Russia could share advanced military technologies with North Korea, including those related to nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. Such a development would have severe consequences for regional and international security. Furthermore, the Russia-North Korea alliance could embolden other authoritarian regimes and actors seeking to undermine the US-led international order. The erosion of international norms and institutions, coupled with the increasing assertiveness of revisionist powers, poses a serious challenge to global peace and stability.
Section 10. The Uncertain Future. Navigating a complex geopolitical landscape, the future trajectory of the Russia-North Korea relationship remains uncertain, contingent upon a complex interplay of domestic factors, regional dynamics, and global power shifts. While the current geopolitical climate favors closer cooperation between Moscow and Pyongyang, potential points of friction and divergence should not be discounted. The sustainability of their economic ties will depend on their ability to withstand external pressure and adapt to evolving sanctions regimes. The durability of their political alignment will hinge on their shared perception of threats and opportunities in a rapidly changing global order. The international community faces the daunting task of navigating this evolving geopolitical landscape. Balancing efforts to deter North Korean aggression while managing the broader implications of Russia's actions in Ukraine will require deft diplomacy, strategic foresight, and a commitment to upholding international norms. The stakes are high, and the consequences of inaction are significant. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.